Hey, how's everybody doing today? Good. My name is George, and this is the Day to Day podcast. I'm a married father of three children, age range from 20 to 7 to 5. So, somewhere along the line, some of you might say, oh, you screwed up somewhere. But no, this is my second marriage. We've been married for 9 years, and my first marriage lasted some 7 years, and that is where my oldest child is from. So, that's a little bit about me. What I talk about during my podcast is basically anything and everything. Talk about news, music, entertainment, whatever, sports, whatever you want to talk about. All you have to do is, when you listen to the podcast or watch the podcast, all you have to do is make a comment. I will respond to all comments in a timely manner, and we can discuss that way. Or you can contact us right before we go online with the podcast, and maybe we'll put you on the air. Maybe we'll get you on and do a one-on-one interview, or whatever it takes. So that's basically what we're going to do here on the Day to Day podcast. I'll probably be with you every day. That is, timing and children allowing me to do so. I am a 46-year-old diabetic. I had to think about that. That's weird. I never had to think about my age before. See, old age setting in. Anyhow, I'm a 46-year-old type 2 diabetic. As far as a year and a half ago, I joined the gym and I began to take a path of changing my life. About 9 months ago, I quit smoking. I was a pack of cigarettes a day smoker. I no longer smoke. And at the same time, I began training at that same gym for a 5K and set out a goal that if I made it through the 5K, that at some point this year, I would run a half marathon. Well, I then focused all of my training for the next few months, actually for the next 6 months, on the 5K and the half marathon. Ran my first 5K in May, did three others after that, actually two others after that, and then I did a half marathon, 13.1 miles in Wildwood, New Jersey, which is a beach resort town, um, in Wildwood, New Jersey, at the end of August of 2012. Now, to say that I am a half marathoner would be a bit of a stretch. I used to be in the service back in the 80s and early 90s. I was in the Army, so I ran a little bit then, but for the most part, the 90s I spent on the couch. The majority of the 2000s, the aughts, as they call them, the aughts were spent on my couch, right here. This is my couch. So, much of a runner, no, not so much. I have also had notoriously horrible knee problems, having surgery on my left knee back in 2004. So for me to undertake a 5K, let alone a half marathon, bordered on insanity. All of the strikes were against me. I was overweight. I was, again, diabetic, smoker. I was heading down a path that was probably going to kill me by the time I was 50. Maybe I would have lasted to 60. But anyhow, that being said, all of these things happened. I ran a 5K. I did finish it. I ran another one shortly thereafter. I finished that one as well, and then another one, and I finished that one a little better. Each one has been better, or had gotten better, to the point where in August, when I was going to run the 13.1 miles, I said to myself that I'd like to finish in 2.5 hours. I don't run all that fast, so obviously, as a beginning runner. So I thought 2.5 hours was reasonable. I ended up finishing in 3 hours and 20 minutes, but I did end up finishing. I wasn't last. I most certainly wasn't first. But I got it done. Now, this coming year, I have set a few other goals, and I have not determined yet whether I'm going to do the 13.1 again, but I have started a different training pattern with my running so that my running My running times have increased dramatically over the past 3 or 4 months, and I now run about a 10.5 minute mile where I was upwards of 13 minutes before. So I've improved a little bit. I intend to keep running when the weather allows during the winter. Up here in the Northeast, the weather gets kind of crappy, December, January, and February. But there will be days where it gets warm enough where I can run. My plan is to run twice a week, 3 miles, no matter what, outside. I keep it at 3 miles because the place I run, the park that I run in, to go a full round turn around this park is 3.7 miles. I like to stop running somewhere around 3.1 because it's a good it's 5K for one, and two, it allows me to recuperate before I get back to the car. It allows me to walk back or even just trot back after my 3.1 miles for that 6/10 of a mile to loosen up the muscles, to calm down, to get rid of the muscle acidosis or whatever that muscle acid or whatever that's called. Sorry, I don't remember right now. I'm drawing. It's a brain fart. Anyway, so my goal is to be at around 10 minutes a mile sometime around June. Now, there's talk that they're moving this half marathon that I did this past year in August, this past summer in August. They're talking about moving it to June of this coming year. Now, if they do that, I will need to be at a 10-minute mile. In my training, my goal is to be at a 10-minute mile by May, by Mother's Day. Now, I run the Susan Komen Race for the Cure in Philadelphia every year. I try to run it every year. Um, and that's the first 5K I'll do. I'll probably do another one afterwards, and then I'll probably, if this half marathon is in June, I will probably go ahead and run it in June. But the goal is to be at 10-minute miles, 10-minute each mile for 3 miles, which is 30 minutes, which isn't impossible. I'm at about 10:40 now. So I want to knock off about 40 seconds a minute or 40 seconds a mile by the beginning of May, and that's when I'll determine whether I'm going to go ahead and run the next half marathon or next year's half marathon. Now, if I'm not there and the race isn't until August, I will give myself till the end of June to be at 10-minute miles. I do not want to run this half marathon in anything more than 2 hours. Uh, I want to run it in 2 hours, so I'm going to have to maintain a 10-minute mile in order to do so. And even that's going to cut it close, but I intend on training myself well enough to get there. Now, that all being said, I have also taken on a weightlifting program. Now, I am on a supplement. It's a bee pollen herbal supplement that basically is a cleanse for the first couple of days, and it makes me lose weight. It's a wonderful product. I don't even know the name of it because it's all written in Chinese, but it is made of bee pollen, all herbal extracts. Now, this product is amazing for me. I used it 2 months ago, and I lost approximately 12 pounds in a month. I didn't have the money for it last month, so I didn't buy it, and I probably put 7 of those pounds back on. Now, in the first week I've had it again, this month I've had it for less than a week, and I think I've lost about 3 pounds already. So the product works. I want to keep maintaining that weight loss so that I can build up a little more leg stamina, a little more energy when I'm running. Now I do lift weights, and I'm not exactly sure of the measurements. I'll be doing the measurements soon at the gym, but I believe I went from a 30% body fat back in October, 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago, 30% body fat down to 26, and now I'm down to 22% body fat for a 46-year-old guy, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. My goal is to get under 20% body fat. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't have a goal of when or why I want it to happen. I just want to be healthy. I want to live a healthy life, and that's part of it. My A1C, which is my blood sugars, my 3 month level of blood sugars, which I get tested every 3 months by blood work. It's called an A1C. In order for someone who is diabetic, the whatever health organization in the US recommends that you be at around 6.0 for positive A1C levels or blood sugar. My blood sugars at one point were near 12, double the amount when I was at my unhealthiest state. They dropped down to 10. Eventually, since I've joined the gym, they've gone down from 10 to 8, and now they're 7.1. So I'm right there. And my family doctor has also told me that if I keep it there, I will live a long and healthy life. Well, I'd like to, being as competitive as I am, I like to keep it around under 7 would be my hope. Now, my blood sugars are under control through medication, various medications. My cholesterol is wonderful now. My blood pressure is fantastic. All of these things are positives, and all of these things have happened over the last year and a half. More so the last 10 months that I've been running also. 10 months, whatever. I started in February. I started running in February of 2012. It's currently December. So whatever that is, 8 months, 9 months. So I run, and when the weather's good, I run 3 to 4 times a week. I'm down to twice a week now because it is a lot chillier right now. Today was actually really cold, so I just went to the gym. But I do go to the gym 5 days a week. So when I'm done my running my 3 miles, I actually go to the gym and do a quick lifting session with arms, upper body, whatever it is. Today I went over, I did arms, abs, and I did a quick rep of legs, uh, quick uh, a quick leg rep, but that's about it. So that's just part of some of the stuff about me. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. My father is Puerto Rican. My mother is Argentinian. They met when my mother was in high school. She met my father's sister and befriended her, and eventually she married my dad. They split up a few years later after having myself and my sister. And my mother is currently married to my stepfather, whom she's been married to for over 40 years. They live in Florida. I am married again for the second time to my wife of 9 years, Debbie. We have two children together, and I have an older son, a 20-year-old son from my first marriage. And my kids are wonderful. My son is in college, and he's an excellent student. My two younger ones, my youngest one, my daughter, she just started kindergarten this year, and she's doing fairly well. She's doing really well, and she's a very shy and timid person around people she doesn't know. So I wasn't so sure how that was going to translate into kindergarten, but she seems to be fine. My other son, my Dominic, who is going to be 7 in February, is an astounding young boy. He is one of the most frustrating children I've ever seen in my life, but he is so brilliant, so amazing, and I'm not saying that as a biased father. Well, I am a biased father, but I'm not saying that from any other reason as living life experiences and experiencing children all over, all different types of children from all over the world, all over the country, everything, people I've known for many, many years. And my son Dominic, who again is 6.5 or almost 7, he is he's nothing short of an amazing child. Um, he is infuriating at times. He is hilarious most of the time. He is a sponge beyond any children I've ever seen. His his grasp of what he learns is never ending. He's always asking more questions about something he just learned about. He is constantly trying to learn, constantly asking questions, and constantly making us laugh hysterically. He is a good big brother for the most part. He is he does pick on his sister, but she fights right back too because she's a pesky little bitch herself. So she doesn't take much crap from him, and he doesn't take any crap from her, and that's the way a brother and sister should be. They're 15 months apart, so she will be turning 6 in May of 2013, 3 months later, or 3 months after Dominic turns 7. So anyhow, that's about all I've got for today. I don't even know how long this has gone on. Probably too long. I'll probably bored you all to tears, but hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you check me out, and I will try and get back day to day on these podcasts, these video podcasts, and I look forward to doing a lot of them. Now, Christmas is coming up, so there may not be one every day, or there might be, and I might throw my kids on the couch behind me here and have them just talk to you and you can sit and laugh at them for a little bit. But all that being said, if you care to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. If not, if you want to make a comment, just make a comment at the bottom there. Bloop bloop bloop, and it's probably blinking or something. Who knows? It's probably saying, "Don't subscribe to this doofus." Anyhow, I'm not a doofus, but my name is George, and this is the Day to Day Podcast. Have a great day. See if I can turn this off now.